what I want to talk about is the way the devs sort of approached the game. So the Vampire Survivors creator didn't have a vision when he started making the game. He didn't have a vision. He didn't have a vision when he started making the game that allowed him to quit his job. So I don't care for balance that much. It's a single-player game. Here we go. The game was initially inspired by an Android title, a Magic Survival. I've always been making games in my spare time, basically, and was looking for a job at the time. And because I was playing Magic Survival, I thought to try and make my version. And so I just came up with a prototype that played, you know, exactly like Magic Survival. And then I was done with it, honestly. Okay, so this is a game that people are talking about. I've heard people say that the game's basically just a clone of this. And yeah, I can see that. I can see why people said it was just a clone. Oh, there's even garlic. Yeah, obviously it's a very different style now, but it's very clearly like the same sort of gameplay. Yeah. Things changed when Gallant looked again, an asset pack he bought years beforehand, one that which was clearly inspired by Konami's Castlevania series. He replaced the prototype placeholder sprites with these vampires and ghouls, and absolutely fell in love with the visuals. Wait, this is an asset pack he bought years ago? What an what an absolute lad! That's actually incredible. Okay, I didn't know that. And from then on, I just started building the game piece by piece. I didn't have a vision, says Gallant. I just put elements in to try and make things fun. This is one of the most striking things about Vampire Survivors. There's a lot of stuff in the game that frankly feels overpowered, and you have enormous fun using it. It feels like a game where the unexpected combinations can completely change how it plays, the one that doesn't especially mind if the player ends up with godly powers. I spent quite a lot of time testing with 2 or 3 weapons, really. I was more focused on trying to put as much stuff on screen as possible. I still wasn't thinking about how this game was actually going to get fun. Then I started to build in the combos, try to diversify weapons, so they feel different without worrying too much about which one is strongest, really. I don't care for the game balance that much. It's a single-player game. I'm more than happy for people to just go have fun, just to go for what they have fun with. So I want everything to be viable. And if some weapons are broken, that's fine. As long as they're fun, I'm fine with it. It will be up to the player to make the choice to either go for the easy way or go for the weapons they like and make a challenge for them, themselves. Yeah, that sort of makes sense considering like what some of the characters start with. So there is a character still in the game. I've mentioned it last time, the Missing No character, which was what you used to get for killing Death. But that character's still in the game now, so when you start up the game, literally the first minute you start the game, you can actually go and file it and unlock literally one of the most broken characters in the game. And there's some like really crazy characters you can get like not too long after that as well. Obviously, Death is difficult to get. When you unlock Death, like a couple of the really powerful characters, starts with an evolved weapon. And evolved weapons basically are broken for the first 10 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. Like, you can survive about that long without leveling up at all just by using that. So, another aspect of the game that surely helped in its success was the cost on Steam, which is $2.99. The reason for that is because I felt like it was a fair price for what I was offering, which is a product that I've developed in my spare time, and by spending a total of 1,100 euro... Wait, is that euro? What's that? That's pound, Brody. Yes, that's the pound symbol. Yes, bro. Yes, that is the pound symbol. Spending a total of £1,100 on assets, basically between illustrations and the sound, so that price sounds fair to me. And then I'm really happy that people want to pay more for the game, of course, and the price will go up once it's out of early access or closer to completion, but once again, I need to feel like it's a fair deal. One shouldn't only aim to try to make as much profit as possible from it. That just doesn't work. Honestly, what a cool dude. What an absolutely amazing dev. I wasn't expecting all these issues. Wait, what's this? The level of success it has seen is hard to quantify. Though an indie game that boasts an average of 25,000 players a day isn't doing too badly. I asked how Gallant. I asked Gallant how success had changed things, and it sounds like much of it is firefighting. I wasn't expecting all these issues because I was expecting, if I were to get lucky, 1 to 200 plays. And you know, if 1% of those players have a problem, it's easy. You will find a way to sort out that user. When you have players numbering in the hundreds of thousands, sorry, even if 1% of these people experience a problem, it's a very large amount of people you need to deal with to support. So yeah, the amount of work is insane right now, and I haven't managed to sort everything out. Yeah, things are a bit bigger than expected. Oh, I love this. The future of the game is now obviously going to be more ambitious than I initially planned. He published a roadmap. I didn't know that. So where people can have a look at what percentage of completion we are for the game right now. Right now, we're at about 70% of the content, so we can expect more, you know, character stage and all the things we already know. But also, there are 2 big gameplay features that are planned that will change the way people play the game. Ooh. A new layer of, you know, power creep and all that. Oh, that's neat. Okay, time for a slightly controversial technical opinion that I hope the PC Gamer hardware team never see. I kind of like slowdown as... I kind of like slowdown as in when the frame rate decreases in specific circumstances, and particularly when it happens in vaguely bullet hell context. Oh god. When things really ramp up in Vampires 5, is the slowdown can get immense. It doesn't make me mad, it just makes me nostalgic. Forgive me, tech purist. Does Gallant think slowdown can sometimes be good? I might like it. Depends a lot on the game, he laughs. Frame freeze, absolutely love frame freeze, doing it at the right time. But you know, those are games almost designed to slow down. There are a few where I absolutely love to see this. Odin Sphere on the PS2. The older version that used to slow down a lot, and I absolutely loved it for some reason. The version they released recently is smooth, buttery 60 FPS instead, and I love it as well. But yeah, it makes me miss the feeling a little bit. Gallant did clarify that he sees the slowdown of Vampires 5 as a technical issue, and as time goes on, the intention is to make the game much smoother. Okay, I know what the bottleneck is. Could it be your thousands of characters on screen at the same time? That might possibly be it. He also adds with a smile that he might add freeze frames though. That's cool. I end up by asking Gallant about the game's success means to his career. He'd mentioned that around the time it came out, he was looking to work as a web dev. Man, you got out of being a web dev to be the dev of Vampire Survivors. I think you're good. Yes, the plan was to start the year with a change of job, says Gallant. Just to start making a career as a web developer because it pays well and you get a mortgage and buy a flat in London. 1 week after I got the job, I had to leave because of Vampire Survivors. So yeah, Gallant mimics an explosion with his hands. Blast all completely upside down. I don't care about buying a flat anymore. I just care about doing what I've always wanted, which is to make games. And that's why I'm really grateful for this opportunity. For the surge of luck, and I'm going to try and turn it into something, you know, that is going to last. That's really cool. I hope this dev does well into the future. Honestly, that's just cool. I've been happy with my runs through the game, even if it was left as is. Still don't regret the purchase. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, the game's already incredible as it is. If more stuff gets added to it, like, that's just cool. Vampire Survivors will get 9 more characters, 5 more stages, and 16 more weapons before release. What the fuck? Oh, that picture was on the other one. Okay, so there's going to be 9 more characters in here. I don't know why they're specifically placed in this order and not at the end. I'm not entirely sure. There's going to be 16 more weapons, 2 more power-ups, so I guess a lot of the weapons you're gonna get aren't So, okay, assuming that these 2 power-ups are both evolution power-ups, that would mean there would be another 4 more weapons you can account for here, unless one of the existing weapons that doesn't have an evolution does get one, like the cherry bomb, for example. That's entirely possible. Huh. And then 2 more main stages and 3 more extra stages. 2 more challenges, 1 more bonus. That's really cool. Which also means a hyper mode for both of these ones as well. So technically, like 7 more stages. That's really cool. That's honestly just really, really cool. And I hope the dev does incredibly well going into the future. It's too bad this game's basically unplayable on Steam Deck. It was more or less fine when I tried it about 25 minutes in. And then slowly ground to a halt. I'm talking 2 to 3 FPS. Yup. Bigger news is this exact blog post that PC Gamer failed to mention, but to any actual players in the news that are, is the news of a parallel development to a new C++ industry standard engine migrating away from RPG Maker. So it should... I'm sorry. Vampire Survivors is not built in RPG Maker. No shot. No shot Vampire Survivors is an RPG Maker. No, it's... No, that's the original version. What about the Steam version? What game engine... I know Phaser was the original version. Your Phase... Okay, is it still built in Phaser? It might still be built in Phaser. Let's see. Actually, I'll see if I can find this. That would explain... If it's still built in a fucking HTML5 engine, that would explain it. That would really explain it. Survivors. C++. Let's see if I can find this. I'm not seeing it, so I don't know what this guy in the comment section is talking about. Oh, wait, is there... Oh. Game... it's bonkers change. It's a bonkers change from a few months ago when Vampire Survivors was just a weird, cheap game, but it's also very fun. If I was successfully propelled it into a game with a proper development team that's also going to be playable in a real video game engine. Okay, so it's going to be switching engines to something that is not a fucking web engine. If you don't know, Vampire Survivors is built in an HTML5 game engine. It's built in an engine called Phaser. Phaser is not a good engine. It's a cool engine. I'm not saying it's not a cool engine, but it's not a good engine for doing anything performant. It is a game engine that you use for embedding in the web if you don't want to use Unity, because you don't want to use Unity for some reason. I don't know why you don't want to use Unity. But yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing that exists. Why it was built in this, I don't know. Oh, no, I do know. Because the dev wanted to be a web dev. That makes so much sense, actually. That makes so much sense. He built it in Phaser because he's a web dev and knows JavaScript. Oh god, imagine quitting your job to make video games in fucking JavaScript. Oh god, man, the Vampire Survivors devs. Great dude. I love that. Oh my god. I can respect that. I wanted to be a web dev at one point, and then I stopped doing that, and then I made YouTube videos.